Urgent. Archangel Michael says this is about the job. They're planning to replace you. God just showed me why. There's a shift coming in your career. And it's not random. It's not politics. It's not coincidence. The shift is spiritual. A divine movement disguised as workplace conflict. A silent battle cloaked in professionalism. But Archangel Michael sees beyond the surface. He sees what you cannot. He speaks what they won't say to your face. You are being observed. You are being tested. And yes, plans are in motion to remove you. But heaven is not unaware. The voice of divine intervention has entered your atmosphere because something critical is unfolding in the spiritual realm regarding your job, your calling, your next elevation. They think they are just restructuring. They think it's a matter of performance. They think they are in control. But they are blind to what you carry. This isn't just a job. This is your assignment. And the enemy doesn't go after what is weak. He strikes what is rising. There's been a conversation in a room you weren't invited to. Decisions are being whispered behind your back. But what they don't know is that you've already been seen. You've already been chosen. And what God has appointed, no man can disappoint. Archangel Michael has been released in this moment not just to warn you, but to defend you. What you're about to face in the next 48 hours is not just a decision. It is spiritual warfare cloaked in corporate structure. Do not take this lightly. You've been feeling something. A tension. A shift. A pehu. That is not paranoia. That is spiritual discernment awakening in you. This message is your confirmation. You are not crazy. You are not imagining it. You are in a battle right now. And heaven is calling you to attention. Archangel Michael says, this is about the job, and the plan has already begun. There is an urgent sound in the spirit. There is a vibration that keeps echoing around your name. There is a ripple moving through your professional space, a tremor in the realm of influence. And it's not accidental. Archangel Michael speaks now, not with vague warnings but with divine clarity. This is not just about employment. This is not just about office politics. This is a spiritual confrontation wrapped in earthly logistics. They are planning to replace you. But what they don't understand is that removing you from one position is the very trigger that activates your promotion to a higher one. But before that moment comes, you must be spiritually aware. You must see it as heaven sees it. You are not just an employee. You are a divine carrier. And your presence at your current job is not casual. It is intentional. Hell has identified that. And that's why there's pressure. That's why there's sabotage. That's why people are acting strangely around you. Because darkness always reacts to the presence of light. And you, beloved, have become a disturbance to their shadow games. The enemy sees what you don't see yet, your potential. And he is using systems, people, and silence to shift the outcome. But Archangel Michael is not silent. He has been dispatched as a guardian, a messenger, and a warrior on your behalf. The next 48 hours will open a gate, one that either affirms their decision or reveals God's redirection. You must prepare. You must stay alert. Do not misread their kindness as loyalty. Do not confuse smiles with support. Someone has already suggested your name as replaceable. But what they don't realize is this: the hand of God is still on you. They can move roles, but they cannot move purpose. They can threaten positions, but they cannot access destiny. This is your moment to stand. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in panic, but in posture. The divine sees you. And he's already gone ahead. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. A conversation has already happened behind your back. And it's not what they said, it's what they didn't say that matters. There is a stirring in the air, a coldness in the room when you walk in, a shift in the energy you cannot explain, but you feel it. You feel it when someone avoids eye contact. You feel it when meetings end a little too quickly. You feel it when others are whispering just low enough to keep you out. What you are experiencing isn't coincidence. It is the beginning of a quiet betrayal. Archangel Michael says, they've been watching you, but not with admiration. They've been collecting information, dissecting your silence, and twisting your words. Someone who once clapped for you is now plotting against you. And God just showed why. They are afraid of your presence. They fear the favor on your name. You've been misunderstood lately, haven't you? Suddenly, the same work ethic that got you praised is now being questioned. The same boundaries that once earned respect are now being labeled as difficult. You're being framed by someone's insecurity. Your excellence has become their threat. Your silence has become their ammunition. Because when you stopped explaining yourself, they started inventing reasons to doubt you. But Archangel Michael is exposing this for what it truly is, not just sabotage, but spiritual displacement in disguise. They don't just want your job, they want to silence your influence. Someone thought they knew you. They thought they could define you by one meeting, one mistake, one misunderstanding. But what they didn't factor in was the anointing. What they don't see is the calling that coats your words, the divine light that moves through your work. They assumed they were dealing with a professional. They didn't realize they were in the presence of a prophet. They didn't know that every email you sent was covered in discernment. Every move you made was being orchestrated by heaven. That's why they're uncomfortable. That's why they're scheming. Because you make dark systems tremble. A certain person has taken your name to someone in leadership. They've twisted your absence into neglect. They've turned your quiet into arrogance. They've planted seeds of doubt in soil they don't even own. And now you're left wondering, why does it feel like I'm being pushed out? The answer: because you are. Not by people, but by purpose. God is allowing this friction to stir because He's about to deliver clarity through chaos. What they've uncovered about you is only a fragment. What they don't know is what will protect you. The partial truth they are running with will collapse under the weight of divine revelation. Archangel Michael whispers now, guard your spirit. Someone is listening not to understand you, but to use what you say against you. You must become a sanctuary of silence. Your stillness will confuse them. Your peace will disarm them. Because what they expected was retaliation. But what they'll encounter is revelation. You are not what they assume. You are not who they remember. You are rising. And with every attempt to pull you down, they are unknowingly pushing you into destiny. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Your support means everything. Type Amen to unlock divine protection over your career. Blessing code 1212 is forming a shield around you. This isn't personal, it's spiritual. You're not being replaced. You're being refined. Archangel Michael speaks now, not as a distant voice, but as your divine witness. What you're facing in your workplace is not just a professional tension. It is a spiritual assault on your position, your purpose, and your promise. The battle is not about job titles or performance reviews. The battle is about disruption. The enemy is disturbed by your presence. You walk into that space with peace, and peace is offensive to systems built on chaos. You bring order, and that order threatens dysfunction. You operate in truth, and truth makes liars tremble. This is why they're reacting. This is why the pressure has increased. Because the spirit you carry is awakening conviction in places where corruption hath been comfortable for too long. Understand this. You are not just employed. You are deployed. You are heaven's ambassador in a space that prefers shadows over light. And when light enters a dark room, the first reaction isn't applause. It's agitation. You've stirred something. Your spiritual frequency has unsettled spirits assigned to keep that atmosphere in spiritual sleep. You are the one sent to break cycles of gossip, manipulation, stagnancy, and unseen oppression. That is why it feels like you're under attack, because you are. Not because you've done something wrong, but because you're doing something right. They're not reacting to you. They're reacting to the anointing on you. You carry authority, even when you speak nothing. You disrupt systems even when you stay silent. And they don't know how to explain it, so they label you. They frame you. They misinterpret your motives. But Archangel Michael wants you to understand. Your presence is prophetic. You've been assigned to occupy, not to fit in. You were never meant to blend into their dysfunction. You were meant to shine so brightly that even the hidden things tremble and flee. This conflict isn't random. Heaven has seen this before it unfolded. In fact, your name has been on the scroll of resistance for weeks. But resistance is only the first sign of realignment. God allows resistance not to punish you, but to push you. Push you toward purpose. Push you out of comfort. Push you beyond the illusion of safety in environments that were never meant to house your full calling. You were assigned here for a season, but you weren't built to remain. The discomfort you feel is divine agitation. The betrayal is sacred pruning. The gossip is a spiritual mirror showing you who's aligned with heaven and who's aligned with their own insecurity. But let this be clear. You are anointed. You are covered. You are seen by the Most High. You are not a casualty of corporate warfare. You are a soldier in a spiritual mission. And just as you have been placed in that environment with purpose, so will you be removed in power. When the assignment is complete, God is not punishing you through this tension. He's preparing you. What feels like rejection is redirection. What feels like exposure is expansion. They think they are removing a problem, but God is removing you from limitation. Archangel Michael is not just here to observe. He is actively defending. He is severing every assignment of darkness sent to dethrone you. He is cutting through the fog of confusion and bringing divine clarity. This season is not your end. It's your elevation in disguise. If this message affirms your spirit, and you feel led to help us grow this sacred space, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of $10. Your support keeps this light burning strong and reaching others in their moment of need. Type I am anointed in the comments if you feel this truth. Blessing number 777 is releasing clarity and favor over your path. Someone has already spoken your name in the wrong room. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself, because what's next will expose who's really been against you. There is a move being made against you, and it has already begun. They are not just whispering anymore. They are planning. And this is no longer about passive energy or emotional distance. This is about strategic action meant to remove you, shift you, silence you. Heaven sees it. God has already revealed it. Archangel Michael says the countdown has started. The next 72 hours are critical. A decision will be made in secret. An email, a meeting, a memo, something designed to make your position unstable. They won't announce it. They'll just execute it quietly, hoping you'll retreat before you rise. But heaven is not silent. Heaven is roaring on your behalf. Someone is manipulating perceptions. They are rewriting your record behind closed doors. They are twisting your excellence into arrogance. They are presenting snapshots of your behavior, leaving out context, intention, and impact. You know who it is. Your spirit has already warned you. You felt it when they started treating you differently. You noticed when they praised your work one day and questioned your value the next. You saw the signs. You heard the spiritual tremors in their tone. They've been waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and that moment is approaching. There is a possibility that you will be called into an unexpected meeting. There is a chance that they will attempt to shift blame onto you, confront you with vague accusations, or corner you into emotional response. But listen to Archangel Michael now. Do not react. Do not defend what heaven has already confirmed. You do not need to explain your way out of a trap that was never divinely assigned to hold you. You are being watched. Yes, but not by your enemies alone. Heaven is watching. The host of angels is watching. And your response will determine the unlocking of your next season. In the spirit, I see paperwork. Something is being drafted, altered, or reviewed. Be careful of what you sign. Be aware of what you're told is just standard procedure. God is revealing that this attack is not about your performance, but about your positioning. They're trying to make room for someone else. They're trying to place someone in your seat, someone more compliant, more silent, more easy to control. But here's what they don't understand. God placed you there, and what God places, man cannot replace. They may succeed in removing you from the job, but they can never extract you from your calling. Archangel Michael warns that even those who appear neutral may be silently involved. That coworker who always acts confused, who accidentally shares sensitive information, or who always agrees with everyone, watch them. The quiet ones in spiritual warfare are often the bridges between gossip and decision. You must walk with discernment now. This is not the time for emotional conversations or venting frustrations. This is the time for spiritual posture and prophetic silence. You don't need to tell them who you are. You need to remember who you are. And let heaven speak on your behalf. Let them strategize. Let them plan. But remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not because it won't be formed, but because it won't be fulfilled. God is using this betrayal as a megaphone. What they meant to bury you will elevate you. The ones trying to erase you will witness your rise. They think they're orchestrating your fall, but heaven is composing your comeback. If this message has stirred something in your soul, and you'd like to help us reach more souls like you, consider showing support through a super chat with gifts of $5 or more. Your contribution helps us speak louder, reach deeper, and serve better. Type "I stand unmovable" in the comments if you are claiming this protection. Lesson code 444 is now clearing every path before you. Archangel Michael says, do not defend yourself with words, defend yourself with wisdom. The battle is already being fought in the spirit. This is your moment to become still. Not silent in weakness, but still in strength. The winds of conflict are swirling around you. You felt them. Meetings filled with tension. Smiles that no longer feel sincere. Tasks shifting without warning. Assignments removed without explanation. All of it designed to provoke you into overreaction. But hear this clearly. You are not called to react. You are called to reign. Now is not the time to speak out of emotion. Now is the time to listen with spiritual ears, walk with spiritual eyes, and move with divine precision. What is unfolding is not chaos. It is strategy. Not yours, not theirs, but heaven's. Archangel Michael instructs you now. Do not explain yourself. Do not rush to clarify your every action, your every word, your every absence. That desire to clear your name comes from fear, not faith. Heaven already knows the truth. And what God knows, He will reveal in time. You are not on trial in the court of man. You are in the courtroom of heaven. And heaven's verdict is already sealed. You are covered. You are chosen. And you are rising. Every false word spoken against you will fold under the weight of your integrity. Every hidden lie will collapse under the truth you carry. Your greatest defense now is not explanation. It is alignment. Let your stillness be your strategy. Let your silence speak louder than your accusers. Archangel Michael says, stillness is not passivity. It is prophetic precision. Your restraint is unsettling to those who expect your breakdown. Your peace is confusing to those who thrive in emotional chaos. But this restraint, this peace, is what will keep you under divine radar while heaven realigns your steps. Remember, those who walk with God are never outnumbered. You may be alone in the physical, but in the spirit, you are surrounded. Take this time to protect your energy. Guard your conversations. Be intentional about your presence. Not everyone who listens deserves access. Not everyone who agrees with you is loyal. There is one among them wearing a mask, laughing with you while leaking your words elsewhere. The Holy Spirit will reveal them soon. For now, cover your thoughts. Stay grounded in prayer. Stay hidden in obedience. Walk light. Speak less. Fast if led. And remember, God will speak through your fruit, not your defense. This season requires spiritual discipline. It's easy to respond, to defend, to prove. But true power is revealed when you let God prove what man is trying to question. Your strength is not in your resume. Your protection is not in your position. It is in your posture. A posture of humility, of confidence, of unshakable belief that if God placed you there, no one can remove you before your time. The plan to replace you may have begun, but the plan to elevate you is older, deeper, and immovable. Even if they strip the title, even if they change the desk, even if they shift the team, remember, they can never change the favor that rests on your name. You walk with a mark of divine calling, and when you know who you are, you don't need a badge to prove it. Your energy confirms it. Your work confirms it. Your results confirm it. And heaven confirms it. If this message has empowered you, and you feel led to partner with our mission, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of $10 or $20. Every seed you sow helps us deliver more powerful, prophetic messages just like this. Type "I will not be moved" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing number 555 is establishing divine order in your situation. They thought they were pushing you down, but they were actually pushing you into destiny. Archangel Michael says, the fire they started is forging your future. You are no longer who they thought you were. You are no longer who you thought you were. This pressure, this betrayal, this silent war against your presence, it's doing more than just shaking your position. It's awakening your power. What they meant as a takedown, God is using as a transformation. You are not being erased. You are being redefined. Archangel Michael is declaring over your life right now. You are stepping into the version of you that cannot be shaken, cannot be overlooked, and cannot be replaced. And no matter how much they plan, No matter how well they hide their envy, they cannot touch what heaven has sealed. Let them say what they want. Let them try what they will. The narrative is shifting. Your whispers will not survive your roar. Their doubt will not stand against your demonstration. What once had power over your emotions no longer holds authority. What used to make you retreat will now make you rise. You are no longer just enduring. You are emerging. You are stepping into the spiritual identity that was always inside you, but required this pressure to be fully revealed. That job may have housed your paycheck, but it was never the source of your power. Your power is internal. Your power is eternal. Your power is divine. Can you feel it? That stirring in your belly? That fire building in your chest? That is not anxiety, it's alignment. It is the ignition of purpose. They cannot cancel what God has already confirmed. The very atmosphere that tried to silence you is about to witness your rise. The same people that tried to replace you will soon have no choice but to respect you. Not because you forced it, not because you fought dirty, but because you stood still and let heaven fight loudly. You are stepping into a season where your fruit will do the talking. Your peace will be your platform. Your excellence will be undeniable. Archangel Michael declares, this is the moment of spiritual shift. You will feel your identity catch up with your authority. The days of second-guessing yourself are over. The hours of shrinking to make others comfortable are done. You are rising, not to be arrogant, but to be accurate. Accurate to the calling you carry. Accurate to the warrior within you. Accurate to the mission you were born for. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. They'll witness your transformation and realize they were never fighting you. They were fighting the assignment God placed on your life. You're being called higher. Spiritually, mentally, professionally, emotionally. You are being upgraded from within. And as your mind shifts, your atmosphere will follow. Do not be surprised when offers come, doors open, and strange favor begins to chase you. This is not coincidence. It's confirmation. What looked like rejection was divine release. What felt like betrayal was redirection. What looked like your breakdown was the setup for your breakout. Out of the ashes you rise. Out of the pain you speak. Out of the replacement, they will witness resurrection. And you won't need revenge. Your glow will be the answer. Your growth will be the response. You are not being replaced. You are being revealed. If you've been strengthened by this word and you'd like to see more content like this go out to others who are silently battling the same war, consider supporting through super stickers or becoming a channel member. Even a contribution of $5 or $10 helps keep the flame of encouragement burning bright. Type I rise from this in the comments now. Blessing code 888 is unlocking your next dimension of favor and promotion. Archangel Michael says, you will not leave this season empty-handed. You're not just being removed, you're being released into greater. The plan to replace you is not succeeding. It is unraveling. And while they're still trying to understand why their strategies keep hitting walls, heaven is already laying out your new path. You are no longer walking blindly. The veil has been lifted. You now see what was always there, hidden beneath politeness, politics, and passive aggression. And with this sight comes divine momentum. God is not just restoring you. He's rerouting you. What was once familiar will now feel too small. What once felt safe will now feel like confinement. That's how you'll know the transformation has begun. You're not being replaced. You're being repurposed. You're being released from a space that could no longer contain the expansion of your calling. The breaking you experienced was not to destroy you, but to break you free. At job, at title, at office, at routine. It served you, but it no longer suits you. God is shifting the narrative. And in this divine shift, there will be surprises, unexpected messages, divine connections, people coming forward, not just to speak truth, but to usher an opportunity. Heaven is orchestrating a release, a breakthrough disguised as a breakdown. There is a moment coming, a moment where clarity will arrive not through conversation, but through manifestation. A sudden release of pressure, a sudden realignment, a sudden opening of doors you didn't knock on. And you will know it wasn't you. It was the hand of God making room for the version of you that couldn't be bound by systems of limitation. Archangel Michael sees the moment it happens. He sees your name moving into new rooms, new atmospheres, new regions of influence. And it will be swift. The same way betrayal moved quickly, blessing will arrive suddenly. Peace is coming. Not the fragile peace of silence and avoidance, but the permanent peace that comes from elevation. They'll wonder where you went. They'll search for your presence. But by then, you'll have already risen. They will not find you where they left you, because the spiritual version of you has outgrown their reach. God is placing a cloud of covering around your steps. Those who tried to diminish you will not even recognize your next dimension. They'll remember you as the one who once worked beside them, not realizing you were always walking above. And yes, a reward is forming. You may not see it yet, but it's closer than you think. The reward is not just financial. It's spiritual peace, emotional security, prophetic clarity, and relational restoration. The very things they tried to steal from you will come back multiplied. You will not leave this season bitter. You will leave better. With wisdom, with discernment, with divine favor that cannot be explained but will be seen by everyone connected to your next. Archangel Michael says this is the final test before transition. You passed the test of restraint, the test of silence, the test of endurance. Now comes the release, the reward, the resurrection. You are stepping into a shift so supernatural, you won't even recognize yourself on the other side. The worry, the doubt, the overthinking, it will lift. Not because the world changed, but because you did. This is your crossing over moment. This is where endings become beginnings. This is a prophecy being fulfilled. You are the one God protected. You are the one He hid. And now, you are the one He's about to reveal. If you've been moved by this message and feel led to sow into what's pouring into your spirit, consider a super thanks of $20. Every act of generosity fuels the flow of revelation and keeps these messages reaching more warriors just like you. Type "My shift has come" in the comments. Blessing code 9999 is the mark of total transformation and divine inheritance. Archangel Michael says, now is your moment of agreement. The heavens have spoken. Will your spirit respond? There comes a moment when listening is no longer enough, when hearing is no longer sufficient, when the word you've received must become the weapon you carry. You've seen the signs. You felt the pressure. You've heard the prophetic instructions whispered to your soul through every section of this message. But now the shift depends on your participation. Heaven is extending its hand, but God will not force your alignment. This breakthrough requires your activation. And activation begins not with noise, not with defense, not with striving, but with agreement. This is your call to declare who you are. This is the moment to step forward in faith and take spiritual responsibility for what has been revealed. You are not a passive observer in this season. You are a prophetic participant. Archangel Michael says, when you respond in faith, you signal to the heavens that you are ready. Ready to walk through the door. Ready to leave behind every version of yourself that thought you weren't worthy. Ready to leave the role of victim and step into your victory. You are not powerless. You are not replaceable. You are not forgotten. You are favored. And now, it's your move. Speak life over your future. Open your mouth and reverse the curses that were never meant to settle in your spirit. Say it out loud. I will not be moved. I will not be replaced. I will not be broken. Declare over your own name. I am the chosen one for this assignment. I carry divine purpose. What is for me cannot be taken from me. These declarations are not mere affirmations. They are prophetic activation. Every time you speak in alignment with what heaven has spoken, you pull destiny closer. There is something powerful about participation. When you comment, when you write it down, when you declare aloud, you make the spiritual realm respond. Your words echo. Your agreement becomes a trumpet. And the enemy hears it. Fear hears it. Confusion hears it. They all scatter when faith rises. So this is not a casual request. It is a divine summons. Speak up. Stand up. Declare your alignment. You are not at the mercy of their decision. You are in agreement with God's direction. And when heaven opens a door, no lie, no trap, no replacement plan can keep it closed. Now is also the time to act in the physical. Begin preparing for what you are praying for. Update your resume not in fear, but in faith. Prepare your mind for transition. Start organizing your days like someone who knows they are walking into better. Faith without action is just inspiration. Faith with action is transformation. God is waiting on your movement. Not perfection, just movement. Archangel Michael says, even the smallest step toward obedience can trigger the mightiest wave of divine redirection. And don't walk this journey alone. Stay connected. Keep your atmosphere charged with truth and encouragement. Watch what you feed your soul. Guard your space. Surround yourself with prophetic voices who remind you of your worth. This is not just a personal fight. It is a spiritual formation. And the ones who keep their spirit awake will walk into doors others don't even see. You are being called higher. You are being summoned forward. Will you answer? If this message has stirred your heart and you feel led to support the mission, consider sending a super thanks or becoming a channel member today. Even a gift of $5 or $10 makes a difference in helping us deliver more empowering content to those who need it most. You're not just giving, you're planting seeds of breakthrough in lives across the world. Type I receive and respond in the comments if this message speaks directly to your soul. Blessing code 1444 is sealing your agreement and aligning your next steps with divine order. Archangel Michael says, you are not the victim of this plan. You are the prophecy, being fulfilled through it. Let this be your final reminder in this season of spiritual warfare and workplace betrayal. You are not what they said. You are not who they think. You are not the whispers. You are not the doubt. You are not the opinions or the misinterpretations. You are not the version of you that was shaped by fear. You are the one God selected long before their plan was even conceived. You are the evidence of divine intention, and no attack can alter what heaven already affirmed. You are not being broken. You are being built. You are not falling behind. You are being positioned ahead. The plan to replace you was real. The attempt to discredit you was strategic. The pressure was undeniable. But so is the favor on your life. So is the protection around your name. So is the elevation God already planned before the foundations of the earth. And here you are, still standing, still breathing, still believing. And that, beloved, is power. The kind of power that doesn't always roar, but always remains. You endured the gossip. You've passed the tests. You've stayed faithful when it would have been easier to retaliate. And because of that, the gates are opening. Not just for a new job, but for a new dimension of your identity. You are not weak, you are wise. You are not behind. You are hidden for protection. You are not disposable. You are divine. Every betrayal tried to shape you into bitterness, but here you are, rising in boldness. Every attempt to silence you only amplified your discernment. And now, you don't just see people, you see patterns. You don't just hear noise, you recognize spiritual codes. You don't just feel uneasy, you interpret atmospheres. That's not trauma, that's training. That's not paranoia, that's prophetic sharpening. What you thought would break you has baptized you into the next version of your calling. Archangel Michael speaks. Let them whisper, because your walk is louder. Let them plan, because your purpose cannot be hijacked. Let them believe they won. They'll see differently soon. You are not returning to old cycles. You are not shrinking to survive. You are not submitting to systems that suffocate your spirit. You are rising. You are expanding. You are shining with the glory of someone who was pressed but not crushed, overlooked but not forgotten, misunderstood but now fully becoming who you were born to be. So walk boldly now. Shoulders back. Head high. Spirit open. Purpose reignited. Speak no longer from your pain, but from your posture. You don't have to get even. You don't have to explain. Just keep moving. Your life will speak for you. Your glow will clarify what they tried to confuse. The one they planned to replace is now the one heaven is elevating. Your path is clear. Your promise is intact. Your presence is expanding. This was never about the job. This was about the journey into your true self. The world may not be ready, but heaven has been waiting. Watch my channel videos regularly, because spiritual maintenance is the oil that keeps your flame burning. And you are being called to burn brighter than ever before. If this message has blessed you, and you feel a pull to give, consider a super thanks of $50 to sow into your own elevation, and help us continue releasing these divine messages. Your support makes all the difference and is deeply appreciated. Type I am the revelation in the comments if this word was yours. Blessing code 0000 is now unlocking the gates of final closure and permanent favor.